Good morning, my friends. My name is Melissa from Melissa's Struggling Walk with Jesus, and I am going to share day 28 and day 29 of the Voice of the Martyrs Extreme Devotion in this video. Day 28 says, we are not praying that our borders be opened. We are praying that heaven be opened. This comes from the prayer of a congregation under persecution in Vietnam. And on day 29, our Bible verse comes from Philippians chapter 1, verse 6. And I am certain that God, who began the good work within you, will continue his work until it is finally finished on the day when Christ Jesus returns. Philippians chapter 1, verse 6. The title is Extreme Missions. It happened in Bhutan to Pastor Norbu Pramila. And it says, Pastor Norbu Pramila was pleased with the service as he preached to the tribal people in the mountains of Bhutan. Those gathered seemed especially attentive and open to the good news. Then in the middle of the sermon, police rushed in through every door, stormed the stage, and forcibly grabbed Norbu. Pastor Pramila was thrown in prison and tortured, and the authorities ordered him to forsake his call to preach the gospel. He received massive head trauma, and when authorities finally let him go, there was permanent injury to his body. He returned home, where his wife and children were shocked at his bruised and bloodied face. 10 days later, he died as a result of his wounds. Pastor Pramila's congregation refused to give up his mission, and shortly after his death, they met together and called for volunteers to continue Norbu's work among the tribal people. 5 hands went up, one of which belonged to his wife. She answered God's call to missions while also caring for her 5 children. She ministered faithfully, and she and the other workers have seen many tribal people won to Christ. God provided for her needs and her children's. Mrs. Pramila held fast to the knowledge that one day she would see her husband again and be rewarded for her faithfulness to Christ. So what we do for the Lord is not just a job, it is a mission. A mission is never about an individual's responsibilities. It is singly focused on Christ and his kingdom. Therefore, someone at the helm of God's work in a particular area may leave, but the mission itself never dies. God's work is never left undone, and it goes on forever until it is finally finished. Those who are willing to undergo persecution for their faith teach us about the meaning of mission. They recognize that there are only 2 things that last for eternity: God's work and human souls. When we are willing to invest our lives in these things, we are involved in a mission with eternal significance.